Good morning, everyone. Welcome, board members and guests, to the Wednesday, September 28th, 2022 meeting of the Placer County Transportation Planning Agency, Placer County Airport Land Use Commission, Western Placer Consolidated Transportation Services Agency, and the Placer County Local Transportation Authority. We welcome the public to in-person participation. In addition to remote teleconferencing, participation is available to board members and the public pursuant to provisions of Government Code Section 54953E due to the COVID state of emergency proclamation and recommendations for social distancing. There will be multiple opportunities throughout this meeting for public comment. After I open an item for public comment, those joining us by webinar can signal they wish to speak by clicking the raise hand button on the middle bottom of the Zoom webinar window. If you're joining over the phone, you can press *9 and PCTPA staff will call out individuals one by one who have indicated they wish to speak. For those joining us in person, you're welcome to come to the podium. We ask that anyone making public comments state their name and city of residence. You will then have a maximum of 3 minutes to speak, and we will notify you when your 3 minutes are up. If you're experiencing technical difficulties and you're unable to provide public comment during this meeting, please email your comment to solvisable, ssabol@pctpa.net. Because this board is being this meeting is being conducted via teleconference, all votes will be roll call votes. Board members, we ask that you state your name prior to making a motion or seconding a motion for the record. Once an item has been moved and seconded, I will request the clerk to do a roll call vote. Thank you. Board Member Broadway, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Yes, sir. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call.
Baker,
Here.
Broadway,
Here.
Burris, Dowden Calvillo, Holmes, Howdeshelt,
Here.
Joyner,
Here.
Jones, Wilkins.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you. Moving on, AB 361, remote teleconferencing. Is it Mike today?
Hello.
Maybe 361.
See. So item you have before you is our ongoing request to adopt a resolution to adopt findings to allow for remote teleconferencing for our meetings. The background and resolution are attached to the staff report. And we do this, as you know, for not the current meeting, but for the next meeting where we have we're actually on the 18th where we will be almost entirely virtual. So this would set that would allow that to happen as we're still under the state's state of emergency due to COVID-19.
Okay, thank you. Any comments, board members?
I'll second.
Motion and second. Roll call.
Baker,
Aye.
Broadway,
Yes.
Burris, Dowden Calvillo, Holmes, Howdeshelt,
Yes.
Joyner, Joyner, Jones,
Yes.
Wilkins.
Yes. So is that an abstain? Is here just an abstain?
I gotcha.
Yeah, you answered here.
All right, moving on, approval of action minutes. Does anybody have anything?
Yeah, move approval. Second.
Baker,
Aye.
Broadway,
Here.
Dowden Calvillo, Holmes. Haudashelt. Joyner. Did I get Haudashelt?
You got nothing.
I got nothing.
You got nothing.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Joyner,
Yes, again.
Jones, Wilkins,
Yes.
motion passed.
Anything that needs to be reviewed on the agenda?
Staff has no recommended changes to the agenda.
All right. Awesome. Thank you. And now it's time for public comment. Anybody wishing to come up and give public comment on something that's not on an agenda? Come up, state your name. And you'll have 3 minutes.
Good morning, directors. Thank you and staff. My name is Mike Barnbaum, and I'm presenting an oral presentation for information to this board on service changes coming up on Monday for the Capitol Corridor services. Capitol Corridor is a 170-mile rail route between Auburn and San Jose, with major stops in Sacramento and Oakland. Like many transit operators throughout the pandemic that had cut back to very minimal services, Capitol Corridor is no different. But on Monday, October 3rd, they will take their next step increase of service and go back to a full 22 train weekend schedule. And they will go to a 24 train weekday schedule, which is one step away from going to their full schedule of 30 weekday trains that they offered prior to the pandemic. The changes, though, and why I'm addressing it to this board, I want to provide to you and the audience and those viewing on their computers or tablets a Placer County focus. There is going to be a change, particularly in the mornings on weekdays, starting Monday, with the departure time of the train currently at 5:40 in the morning, known as train 527. It'll be at 6:35 in the morning, and it will be called train 529. That train will offer service from Auburn all the way to San Jose, making every stop on the way. This is a change going back to the pre-pandemic schedule in a way of the departure time. The one difference is that before the pandemic, the train only went as far as Oakland's Jack London Square. They were able to, through agreements with maintenance right away and discussions with Union Pacific, have the ability to offer the service clear down to San Jose on the Monday through Friday schedule, and as well maintain the weekend departure of 7:55 a.m. with service all the way to San Jose. The jury is still out, however, based on some public comment received at last week's board meeting from a couple of Placer County residents as to whether there will be a bus connection early in the morning from Auburn to Sacramento with stops in Rockland and Roseville to connect to train 527. I have put some text messages out to Deputy Managing Director Leo Sanchez. I have yet to hear back, but I'm going to say that's a work in progress. So the idea is not dead, but we don't know yet what's going to happen Monday with regard to the critical bus connection addressed at last week's meeting. Do you have any questions about the Capitol Corridor service?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, awesome.
I would highly encourage you to consider that bus route to allow our folks from Auburn to Rockland and Roseville to get to Sacramento to take that train, because I know there have been emails, I'm sure my colleagues have received them as well, from Placer County residents that were very concerned about the change in time for those folks that do take that earlier train now at 5:40, and they're able to get down to San Jose, to Oakland in a timely manner. I recognize that the previous time before COVID was 6:35, and so folks were experiencing that and they were used to that. But I would highly encourage you to establish that bus route. Do you know when that decision might be made?
Mr. Chairman, if I could.
I'm in contact with Leo on this subject every day ever since last week's meeting. And we're trying to figure out on a daily basis, whether it's text or direct phone call, what the status of this is and who the bus provider would be if it in fact does go in effect. But yes,
Yeah.
there was a question to me over here.
I know that Bruce is on the
Yes.
JPA.
Thank you for sharing that. I was on our call last week
Yes, we were
Um,
both.
and later today, I have a call with Chair Saylor and Rob Paget to talk about this. And I believe under public comment, we can take the public comment.
Yeah.
Right. And thank you for making us aware of it. And we understand the need and desire, and I'm hoping there can be a solution that ensures less motor vehicles are on the highway. So thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I know this is public comment, so we can't take a joint action or official action today. But I would like to actually request that we put on our October 18th agenda, perhaps a letter of recommendation from this body to the CCPG, the Capital Corridor, CCP, there's too many acronyms.
CCJPA.
Yes, a CCJPA to encourage them to establish that bus route for our residents. So I would like to make that request that we consider that for our next meeting on October 18th or whenever the next meeting is. If it
Just
hasn't happened.
for clarification, if that is a recommendation, should that be an Amtrak throughway or perhaps go through Placer Commuter Express to offer the stops instead?
I will ask staff to, because I'm asking that this come back to the body for action, and so we can work it out with the staff, but I don't know if I have a preference.
Okay.
On that.
What I would, if I may,
Yeah.
just procedurally,
Yeah.
please
Yeah.
hold that until we provide
end of the-
direction to staff, because we cannot take action relative to public comment.
Yes, so I'm saying that staff will
But
work that
let's-
out.
let's
We'll do
hold
that
that
towards the
open.
end of the agenda with board
Yeah.
direction of staff at J.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We'll take care of that then.
And Mr. Chair, just for clarification from Director Halderschelt and Director Holmes, who are both on the board as the regular members, there was reference to Chair Saylor. So for the public that doesn't know, that's Chair Don Saylor, County Supervisor, Yolo County, former City Council member, City of Davis. And this will be his last year as the chair, as is the case with Raul Perales as vice chair. There will be a matter on the agenda in November after the midterm elections to discuss appointment of chair from the south and appointment of vice chair from up in the north,
Okay.
as Chair Saylor will be not be an elected official starting in January.
Okay. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I'll just go ahead and make my direction under item J. I apologize. I forgot we had that item on the agenda. So thank you very much.
We're here for you.
Thank you. And if need be, I will return then on October 18th at 9 a.m.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Any
One-
other
one-
public comment?
One clarification. It's okay, Mike. Mike is, very knowledgeable and very passionate about transit items, including CCJPA, but he is neither a member of the staff at CCJPA nor represents the board of directors. But he's very, again, very knowledgeable and helpful when it comes to these items. So
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Solely, do we have a couple more public comment outs? Okay.
Hey, Jeremy, I can't get I don't have the power to get
He knows all the skills. Interesting.
Jamie Wright from Placer up. Here we go. Jamie, you're free to speak.
Good morning, everybody. I did want to just mention that we have been working with Michael Hensley at Capital Corridor to evaluate whether Placer Commuter Express could be a viable option for meeting the trains in the morning. I know Roseville Transit has also been part of these discussions. So as local operators, we are engaged with Capitol Corridor to see how we might be able to accommodate bus service down into the train station in the morning and then for the reverse commute in the afternoon.
Great.
Thank you. All right, that's all of public comment. We'll move on to item G, consent calendar for Placer County Transportation Planning Agency. Anybody
One more.
got one more?
Yes.
We are all over the place today with being here and.
I'm telling you.
Place and.
Michael Garabedian, you're free to speak.
Mike Garabedian, I withdrew my request to speak.
Okay, thank you. Consent calendar. Anybody wish to pull anything from the consent calendar?
I have none.
Anybody in the public wish to pull something?
Move to approve consent calendar for Placer County Transportation Planning Agency.
Mr. Chair.
Yes,
Sorry. Item G1 is listed on the agenda is for a claim for $1,296,306.
and the comma is supposed to be a period.
The staff report is correct, but the agenda is one digit
Okay.
off. So just
Thank you.
clarifying that.
With that clarification, move.
All right, we have a motion and a second.
I'll move approval of the consent calendar as amended.
Wait, I did already.
Well, we already had a motion.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's great.
I thought he asked for a motion.
I'll choose a second.
we already have.
All right.
I can hear.
Here.
Baker,
Go out
Wait.
and return.
Yes.
Broadway,
Yes.
Dowden Calvia,
Aye.
Holmes,
Aye.
Howdeshelt,
Yes.
Joyner,
Yes.
Jones, Wilkins.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. We will move on to item H. We are going to adjourn to a very lively closed session, I imagine. And we will see you guys back later. Back, everybody, returning from closed session, and we do not have any recordable actions. So we will move on to the executive director's report.
Due to the time today, I will forego my executive director's report.
Perfect, thank you. Board direction to staff. I think we should probably skip that.
Thanks a lot.
Go for it, Allison.
Yes, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Now it's time for me to just briefly, I would request that at our next meeting that we have an agenda item that is a letter in support of establishing a bus, I don't care which bus, but a bus route, that bridge for the Capitol Corridor train to accommodate the change in time so that there's a bus that goes from Auburn, Rockland, and Roseville to Sacramento, so that folks are not having to drive down to Sacramento to catch that earlier train.
Sure. I will make contact with Rob Pageant, the Capitol Corridor Director. Will discuss it, and then I'll bring back a letter for your consideration on the 18th.
Great. Hopefully they will have already decided to do that and we won't have to bring that to us. But if not, then I definitely would appreciate having a letter of support.
Did you want to have the bus bring them back? when they're done?
Yes, both ways.
Both ways?
Well,
Gosh,
they can Uber.
perfect. Thank you. Any other board direction of staff? All right, seeing none, we have some informational items for your perusing and we are adjourned.